Starting on the outside of the hip, you're gonna bring that knee in and out and then start reaching long. Bring that knee to the opposite shoulder. All different positions on that glute. You're then gonna sit on top of the ball. Notice this leg is in front, ball's up high in the groin, my toe points down to the ground and then up to the sky. Getting up high in that adductor and groin. About 10-15 reps of all these on both hips. From there, you can go and do some general mobility. Or you can be a little bit more specific and target that hip capsule. You're going to step up nice and high with the band. Just going to stagger your stance so my left hip has the band, right foot forward. Make sure there's a lot of pull here. And you're really just trying to feel this femur slide back in the hip. So just relax, maybe some little oscillations, bouncing, nice and easy, 30 seconds or so. From there, left knee is banded or left hip, left knee is down. You're not going to sit back into the hip. I want my femur almost perpendicular to the ground, so I'm feeling a little bit of mobilization in this hip capsule in the back. And I can play around pushing into the ground and then relaxing and letting this femur drive a little bit deeper. From there, 30 seconds or a minute or so, I can play around with different positions, so maybe a little bit more of this running position if you're feeling pinching in the front of that hip, and just trying to relax and let this femur drive deep, feeling the back side get a little bit of a stretch. It's not going to be too intense. And then from there, I might lift this leg up, really let the band pull the hip back. Just going to drive this knee in and out. And picking a few of those different hip mobilization exercises to do. Maybe even putting this knee down, pulling this up over, kind of giving yourself a wedgie and feeling a big stretch in the front of the hip. Just breathing, letting the front side of this open up. So some different hip mobility exercises. From there, you're going to go into some hip activation. And I'm going to start on the ground. Really simple would just be a single leg glute bridge. With those single leg glute bridges, really make sure you're holding that top position. From there, I'm going to go into a half Turkish get up position. So right leg is up, right arm is up. Left leg is long, left arm is long. I'm just going to come up into this half Turkish get up position, really trying to open up all of my chest and hips. So big bang for my buck exercise. From there, I'm going to go into this side starfish position. So just like I would in a game, shoulders over knees, I'm going here, shoulders over knees. From here, I'm going to reach my hand up overhead, drive up, reach, drive up. So I'm trying to hold this top position. Should be feeling glutes and obliques, reach, drive up. To intensify that, or even just to feel it a little bit more, add in a row with making sure that you're not overarching at the top. Keep connected to that front side without arching too much. From there, on the ground, we can do some other mobility. That would be T hip mobility. Looks something like this. My shoulders don't move. If I have a laser on my belly button, it points to the right and then to the left. So I feel a little bit of a groin stretch and then a glute stretch. That's going to be a really important one to master, because then I'm going to get upright. I'm going to perform the same thing. If I have a laser pointer on my knee, the laser pointer doesn't move, just my pelvis moves. So this leg is stable like a statue, closing the hips, big glute stretch, opening the hips. Now what's even more ideal, I'm just going to loop these two together. I'm going to put this around my left shoulder and spin to my right. So just like I'm putting on a backpack, spin to my right. Just like I'm going to step and throw or kick a ball. Once again, this knee doesn't move again, just like a T hip rotation. You're going to open your pelvis, so belly button faces this way. Close your pelvis, belly button faces this way. The whole time this knee does not move. So I'm going to open and close that pelvis. Okay, all these we're looking to do 30 seconds a minute, a little bit higher volume reps. If you don't have any of those bands, you can just take a long TheraBand, wrap it around, and I'm just gonna hold it around my waist so that it doesn't break. It's done. Okay, from there, just gonna add in loading and exploding in and out of my hips, maybe starting to get a little bit more quickness and stiffness. Maybe I add a mini band and just really work being able to control in and out of those hips.